Alright, let me see if I can set this up correctly. There you go. Here, you hold it.
Card Dojo says, my question is, why is Clyde Edwards not in Legacy 2020? No, seriously, with the 10-year extension, how many Super Bowls will Chiefs reach in the next decade?
Why isn't Edwards-Helaire in Legacy? I don't know. But I would say the last Super Bowl has not sunk in yet. So it's hard for me to say we're going to win more when it still doesn't feel real that we won the last one. Maybe ask me again when the season starts, but I would say that we're going to win a few, and I'm pretty stoked for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Mr. Peace wants to know, what app do you use for editing?
Power Director Premium version.
Let's Go Ravens, Bucky, Weston Hill, Max Sorrentino, Samuel Keane, and Chad Holdwick ask, who do you PC for team or players besides Patrick Mahomes? Who's your favorite player or favorite Chiefs player? And who are you investing in?
So this one's pretty easy. Other than Mahomes is every other Chiefs player. And I would say my favorite player other than Mahomes would probably be Tyrann Mathieu, the landlord, aka the Honey Badger. And who I am investing in would be rookie quarterbacks. Love getting rookie quarterback autographs, RPAs especially. Those are my fave. I think those hold a lot of value as well.
All right, Mellow Cards says, late to this one, apologies for that, but my question for you would be, if you won $50,000, what would you do with it?
$50,000. I have a third kid on the way, so I'm gonna say medical bills and scholarships. But if it was just cards, I would probably purchase, because it's fun, 2017 products or Mahomes RPAs, autographs, all that good stuff.
Card Collector wants to know, what made you start YouTube?
It's such a fun hobby. I love sharing my collection. I love seeing other people's collection, and the interactions are just great. Just talking with other folks in the community. What else can you ask for? It's really cool.
Go Blackhawks wants to know, who's your favorite hockey player?
Oh, that's easy. Charlie Conway, Fulton Reed, and Gordon Bombay. Now, those are not NHL players, but they're my favorites.
One and only Bud Stoney says, cool video. Thank you for the opportunity to participate. My question is, what is your favorite song of all time? Much love.
Let's see. I love anything from CCR, like Bad Moon Rising, but I'm also a big fan of Thrice, punk band, of course. So different spectrum of music, still in the rock area.
Collectorholic wants to know, if you played football in college and was drafted by the Jets, would you still want Kansas City to win it all?
Oh no, I'm competitive. Jets, Jets. We're winning it all.
Travis Becerra says, just curious if it's me or does Andy Reid look like a walrus?
He looks like a Super Bowl champion. But yes, he does look like a walrus.
Sunny DeCruz says, longtime subscriber here. I've been enjoying your vlogs. My question is, why is my fellow Asian brother like you living in the Midwest? I thought you were a West Coast dude.
That's actually a good question. My dad's from Kirksville, Missouri, so Chiefs fan, and he was looking for a job in Kansas City after he got out of the military. And funny thing is, with him being in the military, we lived all over the West Coast with California, from like Treasure Island to San Francisco, San Diego. So there you have it.
Okay, so Jaden Burdico, Iowa Boy Kicks, and Michael Arnold want to know, what's your favorite team besides Kansas City Chiefs?
Besides the Kansas City Chiefs, that's a simple answer. There's no other team other than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nolan Voss asks, do you have any Mahomes autos and how many?
Unfortunately, I have no Mahomes autos, so I'm at 0, but hopefully soon I'll get one.
If Sports Cards says, my question for the Thricearoni, what is the thing you most enjoy about this hobby?
It's got to be the interactions. I love interacting with other folks. It's fun talking with folks in the comment section, even conversations through Instagram or Twitter. Again, interactions, really fun.
Michael McManus asks, who is your favorite Raider in your PC? But on a serious note, what's your favorite memorabilia piece in your collection?
It has to be, and it's not card related, it has to be my Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium seats. My mother-in-law and wife got me for Christmas, birthday. You got the idea. I love pulling those out and sitting in them during football games.
Thatcher Games and Sports asks, how many Chiefs games have you been to, or how many do you think you've been to?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I remember for one season, my wife bought me like half-season tickets a couple times, so I don't know. It's no clue. Been to several preseason, maybe more than that. I have no clue.
East Coast Card Brothers asks, what inspired you to create a channel, and what keeps you going?
What inspires me is, I think, my family. It's fun to do like video recording with them. And speaking of, like, my wife right now is reading the questions. She's asking me the questions. She actually kind of pushes me. And there's actually been a couple times that I want to give up. And it's like, you know what, it's not fun. But sometimes I lose sight of what it's about. So I think family does help a lot. And yeah, that's my inspiration there. You know what makes sense? A dinosaur with a mask. It does, truly. Stay safe out there.
Dolphins fan 127 and Frank Torres want to know, who's your all-time favorite Chiefs player?
Jamal Charles, baby. 25 is my dude.
Okay, Cowboys Cards 09, Chris Arnett asks, what player would you like to see go to KC and why?
Let's see. There's several players, but right now, at the top of my head, I'm thinking of like cornerbacks like Joe Hayden or Jalen Ramsey, like shutdown cornerbacks I'd like to see come to Kansas City.
Jules Bergman asks, which late first-round rookie are you most looking forward to collecting?
I think this is a trick question. Come on, of course, it's the last pick of the first round. Clyde Edwards-Helaire from LSU, running back. Happy to try to get his autograph, RPA, anything from him. So yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sideman highlights Texas Card Breaks, Jody Ray, Dade McDonald, Michael Gerhart, and Matt G want to know, what's your favorite card and what's your most expensive card?
Actually, one of my favorite cards is actually not a Chiefs card. A couple years ago when I started to get it back into the hobby, I pulled my first autograph because I would never think I would pull it, and it's a Zach Cunningham. I'm getting distracted. I would never think I would pull some type of autograph. That's almost like a 1 in a million type chance. And as in value-wise, I don't know. I haven't really looked up the value of my cards. When again, I just like to look at them and kind of collect them, put them together, read the back of them, but I don't really look at the cost or the value of my cards. That probably makes me a very amateur collector.
Big B Cards asks, why are you so awesome and an absolute stud?
Here's a follow-up question. Why are you awesome and an absolute stud?
Raptors Cards asks, what's your favorite basketball team? He says, mine's the Raptors, of course.
Basketball, I don't have a favorite basketball team currently. When I was collecting in the 90s, I was big into Orlando Magic. Currently, I like to follow players, so I like following Tyler Hero, Zion, LeBron James, that kind of guy.
South of the Border Cards, I Love the NBA, Mike Letts, Look at Curry Man, so inspirational, Frankie8218, Slater Sackman, Nolan Kane, Peyton Madden, Evan Fanner, The Steelers Fan 12 Sports Card, Steve Charon, and Jimmy Chen want to know, how did you get started or introduced into the hobby? How old were you, and how long have you been collecting?
Oh, that's a lot. Thank you, by the way, for all those questions being asked from you guys. I would say how I got started was probably when I was younger. I went to St. Louis Cardinals games, and I was a big Cardinals fan, so I think that's just gotten me. I wanted to be a part of the game, so what better way to be a part of the game than collecting cards? So I think my dad purchased some baseball cards, and again, this is like 90s time, so got into basketball. Basketball blew up as well, so got basketball packs.
Bryce Thompson says, what are your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes' new contract extension? How do you think this will affect the quality of the team around him long term, and will they regret it by the end of the deal when he's in his mid-30s?
I'm happy for him. 10-year. Here's the thing. We need to lock down a player that we know is going to take us far and it's going to give us what we need in the future. And honestly, I think other teams are going to want to come to Kansas City, maybe even see some take maybe a pay cut just to play in Kansas City to win that Super Bowl.
Sports Card Collector 959 says, I'm just going to say, who needs San Francisco? Because Thricearoni is a Kansas City treat. Chia Pet Alex asks, what card shop do you go to in KC? And what is your favorite product for football?
So this one's an easy answer. I go to Northland Baseball Cards and Collectibles in the Kansas City area, as well as Casey's Finest Sports Cards and Memorabilia. So those are my two favorite ones.
Rycon says, here's my question. What years did you live in Hawaii? And hell yeah, rip that in case, bro.
In Hawaii, I lived there in 97, 98, and 99. And by the way, I'm getting a lot of feedback to rip open that encased. So I will rip it.
J. Cole fan wants to know, what's good advice for someone who is new to the hobby?
New to the hobby, first off, make sure you set a budget. Buy things that you can only afford. And another thing, collect for yourself. Don't collect for what other people... Sorry. Don't collect for what other people like. Collect for what you like and what you want to do. That just makes it fun, because if it's not fun, then why are you doing it?
Ethan Levy's Cards and Trick Shots wants to know, how do you find good value on boxes and cards? And do you think the baseball season will be played?
I think this one's pretty simple. You got to just shop around eBay, looking at different card websites. Even check your local card shops, because sometimes they have lower prices as well. I think the baseball season will be played, but I keep on seeing more restrictions. It makes sense to play it, but you just won't have any fans in the stadium.
Ryan Cook asks, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Nathan Blanco and Cobra Kai Sports Cards asks, how did you come up with your name? Why is your channel called Thricearoni?
Thricearoni. So back in high school, one of my favorite brands is Thrice. So I made up an email at Thrice, and I'm a big fan of Chef Boyardee ravioli, and so it's Thricearoni.
Henzo32 says, what famous actor would play you if your life was a movie? Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom.
That one is easy. Rufio, of course, and hashtag Chiefs Kingdom to you, my brother.
Pudge27T asks, who's your favorite player from childhood, specifically football player?
Specifically football player. Mentioned earlier Jamal Charles, but when I was younger, I really liked baseball, Cardinals fan. So I was a big Mark McGwire, Ray Lankford, John Mayberry, Ozzie Smith fan. And my favorite product, it's going to have to be Spectra. Love Spectra, love the way it looks, love the thickness of the cards.
Michael's Card Addiction asks, who is your favorite YouTuber that you've had a live pack war with?
Oh, this one's easy. It's you, bud. We went to Casey's Finest Sports Cards and Memorabilia. I think we bought like 2019 or 2018 Phoenix. I can't remember, but I think I lost. But that was fun though.
Twin Z Trouble is giving you a lightning round. Number 1, if you could choose any number to get tattooed on your body, what would it be?
3.
If you had to choose between red or white for the color of that number, what would it be?
Red.
And do you like chunky or smooth peanut butter?
Chunky.
S.A. Hedeville says, thanks for the giveaway. My question is, what is or says your tattoo on your wrist? Are you planning to get a Chiefs tattoo to commemorate the championship? Have a safe and wonderful 4th of July.
Thank you, Ray. And it says made in the Philippines because that's where I was born. But I would really like to get a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl tattoo, but I'm so indecisive that I don't know.
Brian French says, keep pulling those Raiders, man. My question is, when are you going to pick a real team like the Raiders?
Goodness.
Veritech Skull says, love your channel, dude. Thanks for the great vids. Not card-related question, but what are your hobbies outside of collecting? A hobby I enjoy with my father is weightlifting. Also, I think you should have your kids rip some packs too for the channel. Would be great to see.
Yeah, I'm a fan of editing videos, so I like doing family videos. And that's kind of also got me into a little bit of YouTube as well, as the editing and recording.
Fat Mike's X Football Cards says, what's your favorite concert you've been to?
It's got to be early Warped Tour. That was just like an all-day event of just dehydration.
Paul the person asks, how does Panini know that you love to get AFC West players from the teams like the Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers in your packs? Joe MLM says, I enjoy all your videos and watch them all. KC is one of my favorite cities and I almost moved there myself recently. Football is your jam. So my question is for your opinion about the Raiders and their move to Vegas. Speaking of the Raiders, I started collecting Derek Carr back in 2014. Recently, he has been trending. Do you have any observations or opinions?
I am worried a little bit about the Raiders going to Las Vegas and the Chiefs going there twice a season. I'm hoping people are focused and not doing all the things that you could do in Vegas and the distractions. And speaking of Derek Carr, I don't know if he's the guy. I think Derek Carr's kryptonite is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Brandon King asks, will you ever do a PC video? If so, when?
I'd like to. That would be one of the things I'd like to kind of showcase some of my personal collection. That'd be nice. And it wouldn't be just about cards. It would be other things I have that are Chiefs related.
Winto asks, have you come to grips with the generosity of the community? I know I'm still blown away when an unexpected bubble mailer is in the mailbox. Nice rip to a lion for the hit. Sweet. Thanks for the opportunity.
Afternoon, boys. The generosity of this community is, I had no clue until I got into it, so it's something that it still just amazes me.
William Carter asks, where do you see the Colts finishing this year?
The Colts?
Jetman80 says, always a good day when you upload, Alan. My question is, why are you such a Raiders, Broncos, or Chargers hit magnet? You're thinking of Jordan Palmer.
Oh my gosh, Sam.
Cousins and Card asks, who do you have as the favorites to go to the Super Bowl?
Ooh, that one's a tough one. Of course it's going to be Kansas City Chiefs, but the other team, I don't know, I'm thinking